That wasn't a very good positioning on the camera, sorry folks. It looks pretty horrible. You don't always get it right. This is not Hollywood, or this is not a commercial studio. This is just me using a Galaxy S8 Plus mobile phone as a camera. It's a very good camera, but it's not professional, so we're doing this. This is extremely amateurish, so you got to expect some of my videos to look a bit shitty around the corners, so to speak. So yeah, you got to expect that. It's a very amateurish way of doing things, and yeah, and YouTube is where I send my shit, and so do I sometimes do Facebook and other social media, trying to get my work recognised. It's not easy, but I'm not the only one who's trying to get recognised out here. There's like probably millions of people who are just trying to become YouTube stars and get all the fucking, what do they call it, it's like ratings, but making money off the advertisements that are on the, because sometimes because you can monetize YouTube has a monetization feature. I'm not the kind of person who does that. However, I'm just trying to be genuine with what I do and basically showcase what I'm good at, which is this. Have a lot to say about a lot of things, as well as making these demos. I'm trying to make these demos more interesting in more ways than one. But yeah, this is amateurish, as you know. But often amateur stuff looks more genuine than professional stuff. It's a lot cheaper as well. Anyway, I couldn't afford to get someone to shoot these for me. Too expensive, and hey, I like the amateur feel to it anyway. But what have we got? We got this. I tore this off a box. That's going to the tip. You know, the council cleanup or the garbage recyclables. I thought I'd take this. It's very colourful. I like a lot of colour in my work, so I use all sorts of shit that I find. Some shit is so grubby. A lot of the stuff I pick up is really, really grotty as well. But sometimes you see something really good and you just have to copy it. That's how I do it. Yesterday, I photocopied a coffee mug that looked like it'd been on the concrete or on the street for at least a few weeks. And it was all dirty and filthy, full of road grime and that. But I saw something in it that I really wanted to use. I'm wondering if we're going to do this again. This looks quite nice, even though we didn't move it much. So I'm wondering if we're going to try it again. I think we're just going to throw it on the recycle pile, and I'm just going to use this as the master copy. This looks quite nice, actually. So now we're just going to quickly set ourselves up to use this master copy that we've just created. Interesting. I couldn't get it to slide really well, but I do like the overall look of it, even though that looks a bit too still. Well, whatever. Let's just get in here, and this user interface just drives me mad. It's just so clumsy in its design. It's so ham-fisted. It's really annoying, and I just hate the way it's so hard to use. I think we're going to, with the hue, going to leave it. I think we're going to call it okay, and we're just going to use this as a master copy to make an interesting demo out of. So we're just going to turn that up like that. I think, wondering if we're going to have to go here, and we're going to have to just overlap this, and then we're going to enlarge it and just get rid of the borders. We don't want borders on our finished work, not really big ones. There's always going to be a border around the edge, but we don't want them to be, we don't want these borders to be exaggerated, which, you know, because they really wreck the presentation of what I'm doing, however amateurish I am with this shit. Yeah, it's the old do-it-yourself attitude. It's like comparing a glossy upmarket magazine to a a zine. A zine is a magazine created by hand using photocopiers, scissors and glue and long arm staplers and shit like that. And it's a lot cheaper to put together, of course, than a commercial magazine, but it's got a lot more of a genuine feel to it than a fucking glossy that you pay you can pay huge amounts of money for. So I do like the little zines. Some of them are boring, like I find most of them are a little bit black and whitish. I like colour better, but I still admire these people giving it a go, because you don't have the same soul and feel in a commercial magazine than you do with one of them little zines, one of these little self-published pieces. It's got more of a genuine feel, and they write stories about their own lives. So it's a similar narrative to what I'm doing on YouTube, except it's all on paper. And yes, I think they should do more videos showing what they actually do, like the kind of shit that I do. Even though their stuff their photocopier art may not be as advanced as mine, it still would be nice to see how they get up to it, how they do it. Interesting how other people would do their own versions of this instead of just me. It gets a bit boring just hearing your own fucking voice and doing your own fucking shit. It'd be good to have other people to have a look at, see what they get up to and what their techniques are, even if their work isn't as good as mine. I mean, hey, to be quite real, from what I can tell, I feel as if I'm the only person who makes these types of videos. So there's no one else that I know of who does this shit like I do. But to tell you the truth, I haven't been a very good salesperson for my work. Even I used to doubt myself but at the same time, my stuff has never received any awards. That's one kind of benchmark I have not been able to be successful with, is if my work is really that good, well, why the fuck haven't I won a prize, an art prize, in some of the art competitions that I went in? Actually, I've never won an art prize at all. So all the art prizes that I've gone in, I've never even been a runner-up or a commendated person or highly commended. It's just I've just got lost in the crowd. I don't know why, because if my work is this good, why haven't I had any experience of winning art prizes? That's an interesting question that I pose to myself, because I don't want to blow my own trumpet, because, as they say, pride comes before a fall. I've got to be very careful with that. And I guess maybe that was what happened, that maybe karma was punishing me for being so egotistical about it back in those days when I used to show my stuff in art competitions, and I couldn't afford to rent a gallery space and get everything framed and mounted. And basically, I never had an exhibition as such, except going in these competitions where I just enter a couple or a few works of art that I've had framed up and mounted sometimes. So basically, I just can't work out why. If it really is this good, if I'm really this talented, if I'm really better than anyone else, well, why haven't I got proof of that in the art contests that I've entered in? That's a good question I must ask myself. But as for seeing other videos like this, not a Bo Peep, I'm afraid. Not a single Bo Peep. But anyway, I think that looks good. I think we can call it quits.